All right, today was a nice day. If you look at the trading account on Top Step, we're up $872. We're gonna log out for the day. But let's see real quick. PNL 191 today on the eval, one trade. How I like it, and that's a good day. That's the biggest day on this eval actually. But getting into what I was looking for. So going into the day, I actually wasn't able to be here for market open, but I was around like 9:40, and I don't really like to take a trade before 9:45 anyways. But going into the morning, if we go to the 15-minute, this was a 1 hour fair value gap that last Friday, if you remember what price action did, we printed sweeping this high in this 15-minute. So this 15-minute fair value gap, we swept the high here, put in the 1 hour, and left it. Never to be seen again. Left all these highs here. This high, these highs, this high, which is the 1 hour. And this was a little bit higher from pre-market. But this was Friday's New York session high. So very, very strong liquidity pool. And when I tuned into the charts this morning, we had an SMT there. So if you notice on the 15-minute, again, notice how this at 9:45, we didn't take it. So we had a bearish SMT. So that was part of the original bias going into the day. So we were bearish because of that. We're in a 1 hour fair value gap to the downside. Also, notice where we are from this leg up to this leg down. We are in discount almost to the optimal trade entry, OTE. And if we draw it from this high, we don't quite reach it, but we are in discount of this range up. Notice again, I've been looking at this draw on liquidity for forever. Equal lows, triple equal lows. On the higher time frame, we're trending down. We're just sweeping highs and dumping, sweeping highs and dumping. This, I'm pretty sure, was still an SMT here and here. So now that we have the internal SMT, I want to see this low and this low, and these lows are the main target. And also, just a little experience thing. When you see price just chop like this, chop, 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 slow climb, slow climb, slow climb, right? You know that with all things considered, this is probably a good sign for bearishness, because efficient price doesn't move like this. Efficient price moves like this and this. That's what New York session looks like when price is efficient. This is New York session when price is not efficient. Notice the difference here. So I saw this, I saw the SMT, I saw the 1 hour fair value gap, I saw equilibrium. What more can we do? We're bearish going into this day. So market opens here at 9:30. We get a beautiful sell-off, some displacement lower on NQ. What does that make? A 5-minute fair value gap. What else do we see? Let's go back down to the 1 minute. We also have this 1 minute bearish fair value gap, which is obviously equilibrium, which is OTE of that move down. So now this is when I start looking for a trade. We come back down. We put in a low. So we have two lows. Liquidity. What else do we do? We sweep the highs out in the fair value gap. We can expect to see lower, but there's no clean fair value gap on this leg up. So what do? We wait. What do we do now? Look at this. We sweep the high. At the time, that was a SMT. So we had a bearish SMT right here. And we wait for the 1 minute to break. It does break. And we hesitate a little bit on the entry, but we do get in around here. Our stop was at the high of that low high. And we ended up taking profit here. And almost there, we got out a tad early because I saw it in the SMT with ES and Q. The SMT didn't hold and it continued dumping. But my idea was, I'll show you where I got out. So price ends up stalling a little bit, tapping the fair value gap and running super effectively. 27 points on the first contract. We took a 3 off. And then I got out. Oh, it just ended up dumping. But I got out right here on this candle because I thought that this could maybe be an SMT and we reversed. I did want to be careful. But that was the trade. I would say it's very A+, but look at this. Yeah, very painful. We made 200 on this trade, but it could have been a $5,000 to $1,000 trade easily. And we just ripped down. But no harm, no foul. Another trade that actually played out, which is surprising, is this 5-minute fair value gap. We then inverse this 2-minute. I'm not a massive fan of this trade, so I didn't take it on my live account, but I took it on practice. And we really hold this like crazy, and then sell off to this low, which all you can ask for. So if you entered here, it's a bad fill. You'd only make 22 points, and you'd have to be in deep drawdown. But if you entered on the inverse tap, you'd have made 44 points. Not a great trade, not something you should be looking to take, but it gets respected. 5-minute bearish, inverse the 2-minute, we see the low. That's how it works. So we put in this 15-minute here, and after taking this trade, I didn't want to take anything else. I wish I capitalized to these equal lows here, or even just this consolidation here. Not super upset with that. We'll get into that later, but we put in a 15-minute fair value gap above this high. So I wanted to see price come in here and then continue lower with an inverse, and that's the only trade I would take. We continue long, we don't get it, we don't get it, we don't get it. Now I'm thinking, okay, let's see where the 30-minute is. We have this 30-minute above this high now. So this is another point that I want to see price at least go to, because I am still bearish. And then we end up kind of consolidating here. So I'm like, okay, cool. I really expect this to get taken and dump lower, because I'm expecting these lows and the equal lows down there. And the data lows that I think we're probably going to get. Let me look on ES. Yeah, ES is dumping right now. But regardless, so we go on the 5-minute, and what happens? We get displacement to the upside. We create a 5-minute fair value gap here. So I'm interested to see what happens from here on. So we get a pullback to the 5-minute fair value gap, 5-minute bullish. So if I go to the 1-minute, or let me go to the 2-minute. So the 2-minute, this fair value gap now needs to break. And it ends up breaking here. You could trade to this high, go to break even. We get to this high, you get stopped out on the rest. But this is when it gets a little bit hard to find another trade, is when we open the 1-hour fair value gap right here. 1 hour bearish. So we open the 1 hour fair value gap. Let me go back. So we open it on this candle right here, because this high is at 11:55. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the new hour candle prints. So this fair value gap opens. What do? We sweep this high. We tap the 1 hour fair value gap barely. Let's get this over. Ugh. So we barely tap this 1 hour. We take the high. I think it also, if I'm not wrong, is an SMT. Very slight SMT. But I wanted to see this 30-minute or this 15-minute, because this is buy-side liquidity. It just looks like sell-side, buy-side of the curve. But we end up taking that high, and we immediately start to dump. There is a obvious fair value gap right here that could have been taken, but we create equal lows. We go up, we sweep liquidity again, which I think for sure is an SMT there. And then we start to dump. We do break a fair value gap here, but you also break it really low. So it's not that clean. And that's kind of where we're at now. We just continue selling off. And let's just go to live time. Is this live? Yeah. So this is a live time, and we ended up taking Friday's low. Data lows still yet to be taken. That's where the draw is. I don't see anything clear to get there, but Yeah, I mean, overall, price made a lot of sense today. This 5 minute get an inverse could be a trade. Would have been 21 points if you held it to here 60. But this trade up here was very good. We had the SMT, we had the 1 hour bearish, we had the fair value gap pullback, we had an SMT at the tide, we had manipulations, we were bearish, whatever. Great trade. What I could have done better in the trade was I just sat down on my computer because I was getting my passport fixed today. And I was kind of I took a trade almost a few minutes after I sat down, and it kind of felt rushed, and I couldn't really be comfortable, confident in it. But I didn't do too much wrong. I could have let my runner go to full TP, missed out on about 11 points on the 2 micros. But overall, we are at $874, which is, if not the best, pretty much the best I've ever done on a funded eval. So I'm very excited to take that step in this trading journey because that is a big deal to have an all-time best. Even though it's nothing crazy, didn't pass the funded or anything, but to get to that point is pretty nice. And we're about to take the data lows. Ugh. It's frustrating. Put an equal low, come up, and I can take another trade. I'm done trading anyways. I don't want to get greedy. But look at the efficiency and price. We have a bias. The bias plays out. You know what I'm saying? But very, very good day of trading. We got better. We made money. And we continue learning. We didn't force anything else. This is just 1 hour bearish. Look how this 1 hour fair value gap holds. We wick it, and we expand from the open. We expand 100 points, and that's in 38 minutes. So very, very beautiful. Literally no pullback. If it does pull back to 50%, make a fair value gap, and leave equal low here, I will take another trade. If it pulls back to here, makes fair value gap, inverses it, I will take a trade to this low 100%. If I'm still looking at my computer. But if it takes that low, I'm completely done for the day, for sure. But man, and here we go. Let's see it. Let's see it take the low. It's like 3 points away. Equal lows here would be so beautiful. There's like no chance it does, but if it just retraces up to here, oh, that'd be so beautiful. Okay, regardless, it's gonna take the low. But yeah, that's the trading. That's the day recap, and that is an all-time best on our funded journey. So here we go. You know, it's only up from here. You know what I'm saying? But in all seriousness, I'm really happy with the progress I've been making, especially of late. But it's just all the hard work and all the hours I've spent. Gonna continue learning. Gonna continue getting better, because I can always keep improving. But just enjoy the process. Take small wins. $874 on a funded eval at the end of the day is not the greatest thing ever, but you know, it's a great start, or a great small win to take. And it's all about stacking wins, stacking small wins constantly. It will really just add up over time and be great. You know, so shoot, we might get these equal lows. So I'm gonna end this charting or trade review, and I'll see you guys. If I take another trade, I'll post the execution. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow. But good day, all-time highs. There we go, baby.